Istanbul is an intriguing place and an intriguing game, and we're going to take a quick look at its digital port here on Legendary Tactics. Now, I'd first heard about this game from a list that I came across online of the best digital ports of board games, and this wasn't a game I had any experience with, but I found it to be a very intriguing little game that's well worth the investment of time. So join me here. We're going to walk through the tutorial, and then we'll play a very easy game of it afterwards so you can kind of get a feel of how it works. Now, the tutorial is not the best, so I'm going to have to help out in some areas. So we're going to start with... we here on the left, and just pay attention to the NATO character for now. Okay, so you'll see obviously the name, and there's my avatar's picture, and you can see there's 6 spaces, empty spaces there. Those are filled with rubies, and you need, in a 2-player game, you need 6 rubies to win. In any other game with more than 2 players, you need 5. And the rest of this, well, you can see the 3 lira and the 1 bonus card in hand. The rest of it basically represents your wheelbarrow. And you can see that there's different goods. There's the jewelry, the textiles, the spice, and the pineapples. And the capacity of your wheelbarrow starts at 2, which means you can hold 2 of each good. And you can expand your wheelbarrow up to 5. So you can spend money on getting a bigger and better wheelbarrow, I guess, and so you can get it up to 5 across for all the different goods there. There's also bonuses that you can get, the Mosques special abilities, which I'll touch on in a little bit as well. So basically that's the player card, and then the rest of it is in the map, and there's basically the focus of your game is going to be to get rubies, and there's a few different spots on the board where you can get them. Let's see here. I'd first heard about this game from a list that I came across online about the best board game ports, and I'd never tried this one before, but I found that it's an intriguing little game that's well worth your time. And so I'm going to walk through the tutorial here with you and play a simple game through so you can see basically how it works. And I think you'll find this is well worth looking at. We'll start just here on the left. Now, the tutorial lacks a lot of detail, so I'm going to go through it and walk you through and make sure that you understand everything. So if you look here on the left, we got our player card here. You can see NATO, and you can see there's my avatar's face, and there's 6 empty spots there. Those are where rubies are placed. You need to have 6 rubies to win in a 2-player game. If you're playing with 3 or more players, it's 5 rubies. And right below that, you can see that there's lira or money and bonus cards, which I've got 1 of. The rest of the player card basically is your wheelbarrow, and you start out with 2, level 2 wheelbarrow, which means you can fit up to 2 of each good. Now you have jewelry, textiles, spice, and pineapple. And along the far left, you've got the Mosque special abilities, which I'll touch on in a minute. Now, rubies are really important. Obviously, they win you the game, and there's different spaces where you can get these rubies, which are highlighted here. Now, I'm not actually going to spend time explaining that quite yet. There's a spot a little bit later in the tutorial which is going to go into detail. Now, you basically have a stack of counters here, and this is your merchant, what they call your merchant stack, and the merchant is on top with his assistants underneath. Okay, so when you make a move, and you'll see you place an assistant down. It's a little bit it's quite a unique mechanic, actually. And then when you leave the assistant there, and then when you go back to that space again, you can pick up the assistant and carry on. So you're going to see it's going to lead to a certain style of play or certain flow of play. As far as your merchant stack, you can move up to 2 spaces away. You can't move diagonally. So these are the available spaces, which are within one or two spaces. And so if you look at the master, he's going to go to the Sultan's Palace. And this is where I found the tutorial takes a bit of a jump here. So we'll just go to the location. And when you click on the location you want to go to, you actually have to click on Leave Assistant, which sounds very weird, but basically it means you move there and you take an assistant from the bottom of your stack and you leave him there. Now, assuming you move into a space with a rival, it's a little bit like Le Havre or something like that. You have to pay a 2 lira sort of penalty for taking the ability of the space where there's a competitor or rival in. So pay the guy 2 lira to keep him happy. And then just from a digital port standpoint, there is an info button, which is the eye, so that can help you to figure out what's going on. And so we're going to buy a ruby here. So we don't have enough goods in the cart to buy the ruby from the Sultan. So there are bonus cards that can help with, with this sort of thing. Now, if you look, the bonus cards look like this. Sometimes they have a good associated with them. Sometimes they boost your movement. They have various other abilities. This one basically says you can pick one of any good, is what this symbol means. And so we're going to use that. And we need, in order to buy this this ruby from the Sultan, we have one of each good, but we need one extra good. So it doesn't actually matter which one we pick. We'll just take the jewelry, and then we click on the space there we click on this here, and that completes the purchase, and then we buy a ruby, and that goes beside our avatar there. And now there's another kind of interesting mechanic called where you have a family member. Okay, you can have encounters, and what encounters are, there's the governor, which can actually give you cards. You can pay lira to get bonus cards. The smuggler, you can pay lira to buy goods, so that can come in handy in a pinch. And if you run into this weird shaped, this grill kind of token, that is a family member belonging to one of the factions. Now, you don't have to meet the first two, but you do have to meet the third one. The idea is that the family member, and we'll get into this, it can be sent anywhere on the map, but if another rival moves into that space, then they can capture that family member and take him back to jail because he's a bit of a black sheep, and get a bonus reward for bringing him in. So we're going to start the encounter here, and you can see that we've run into the red faction's family member, and that's the black sheep in his family. And when we capture the criminal, we get a reward. Now we can take a bonus card, or we can take 3 lira. Now the exclamation mark means that if you do take this action, you can't undo it later. So in other words, you can't peek at the card and then put it back. So you have to make your choice there. I'm just going to take the lira in this case. There's tips at the bottom in the digital port. You can click the undo button there, and of course you end your turn with the check mark here. Now that's basically the tutorial, which I know does not explain a lot. So I'm going to take the tour of the map, and I find this will give you a bit more help in understanding the iconography. So first of all, we're going to look at the different sort of currencies that the game has. So there's rubies, which win you the game, lira, obviously money, and the goods. And so we're going to start with the goods, when we look at the map. Now the map is different every single game. There's 16 tiles that basically are mixed up, so there's a bit of replayability there. You can get goods in 5 locations, and these are the warehouses are where the goods are going to be kept for the 3 kind of basic goods. So you've got spice, you've got textiles, and you've got pineapples. So you every time you visit one of these warehouses, you fill your wheelbarrow up to whatever the limit of your wheelbarrow is. If you've got a level 2 wheelbarrow, and you move to the spice space, you'll grab 2 spices. If you have the capacity, if you've built out your wheelbarrow to level 5, then you'll grab 5 spices from the warehouse. So obviously it's a much more efficient action if you can do it when you have when you have a larger wheelbarrow. It's much more effective. Now you can also go to the post office. This is where you can potentially pick up goods and money. So you can see here, if you move here, you get a pineapple and a spice and 2 lira. This cycles through. There's kind of 5 different combinations. The final 2 include jewelry, which is the blue ring there. You can see that's the one that you can't just load up at a warehouse. You have to go either to the post office here with the right timing, or you can go to the black market, and the black market will give you 1 good of whatever one you choose, so either textile, spice, or pineapple, and you roll the dice here in order to potentially get jewelry. And once you have the wheelbarrow, so that's basically how you get the goods. Now what do you do with those goods? Well, you can sell them. You can sell them at the markets. There's 2 markets here, and basically the more goods you match, the more money you'll get. You don't have to match this exactly, but if you came with 3 spice, then you would just sell those, and the money for the pineapple and the textiles would go unpaid. But sometimes it depends on the timing and the circumstances. You just may not have them handy. This obviously, to have 3 jewelry, you're gonna have to do some jewelry a little bit harder to get, so that's gonna be a little bit tougher to fulfill, but this market will likely pay more for that, because jewelry are harder to get. So that's one spot you can get liras, by selling goods. The other way you can go about it is if you go to the tea house. And it's got an intriguing mechanic here, actually. It's a bet, and you choose a number between 3 and 12, and if you roll the dice and they're equal to or greater than the chosen number, you win that amount. If you don't get the number you need, then you just get 2 as compensation. So, for example, if I move to the tea house and I bet 6, if I roll 6 or greater on the dice, I get 6 lira. If I roll 5 or less, I get 2 lira. So it's kind of an intriguing thing. I mean, you can go for 12 if you really want to. Your odds are low, but if you hit a 12, then you're going to get 12 lira from moving there. So that is not a bad result. So the rubies now are where you can get basically what you need to win. So you can go to the Sultan's Palace and just pay in straight goods. In this case, you pay 2 jewelry, a textile, a spice, and a pineapple, and 1 other good, and you just get a ruby given to you. You may need some wheelbarrow capacity in order to fulfill that, or have some bonus cards. Alternatively, you can go to the gemstone dealer and you just pay straight up lira, straight up cash, and you just buy a ruby. 15 lira will buy you a ruby in this case. Now, every time you do that, though, it drives the price up. So you can't just go and spend 15. The price is going to creep up every time. Same with the Sultan's Palace. I believe the conditions change on those. The Wainwright is a spot that we're going to be very interested in, where you pay 7 lira and you upgrade your wheelbarrow. So it adds another another column here where you can essentially makes your stopovers at the warehouses and so forth much more efficient. Also, you can get rubies at the mosques, and the mosques have special abilities. You can see that there's the blue, the yellow, the red, and the green abilities. And basically, for example, here, this you spend 2 jewelry and you buy an extra assistant. You spend 2 pineapples. If you spend 2 lira, you can bring an assistant back under your stack from wherever, so that can save you some time. So they give you some abilities that way, which you can utilize. It's pretty useful. this is the jail. And if you'll recall with the family member thing that I mentioned earlier, this is where your family members hang out. They're in jail. So if you move to the jail, you let them out and they can go anywhere on the map. So you can send them right across the board to do something right across, you can send from here to all the way to the tea house if you want to. And then you will get the benefit of that tea house there. So the only downside is if anyone else moves into that space, then they send your family member back to the jail for that reward that we mentioned earlier. Going to the caravanserai, you gain 2 new bonus cards. You draw 2 and you discard 1. So you have the opportunity there to, take a look at 2 and choose the best one. And you may also select a card from the discard pile as well. So in this case, that's a good there. And then finally, the fountain is the only place that hasn't been discussed. And this is if you have your assistants scattered everywhere and you want to bring them back to you, you go to the fountain and you can either call back individual assistants, so you can leave some of them out there if you want to, or you can just suck them all right back into the stack again, and then you have the stack back, so you have all your flexibility back in terms of movement. All right, and so that is the basic tutorial. If you want to stop the video here, you can do that and give it a try if you have this game, either digital or board game, and that's basically the tutorial is such that it is. Now I'm going to play an easy game because I feel that adds some value to this. And of course, as we speak of adding value, if you do find value in what we're doing here at Legendary Tactics, if you could take a minute to like and subscribe down below, that would be great. Or even add a comment if there's some ideas, strategies, or tips that you would also recommend. So I'm just going to take a quick easy game here. It's going to take maybe about 10 minutes or so to play. And so but we hope you'll join us for the rest of it. So it's my go right now. So I have just looking at my situation. My bonus card is this one here. Okay, so this is what does this one do again? If you carry out an action at the post office, then after completing the action, carry it out 1 more time. So that is a very good card to have. If you'll recall, the post office, which is here, gives me goods and lira. However, I'm going to, I really need to make sure that I have some lira, because I really think upgrading the wagon is a really good thing to do early. So if I look at the market, so this market here is, we're looking at, because this one has jewelry that's perhaps a ways away. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look for the spice, and we're going to need pineapple and textiles. So so this is a good opportunity here. If we move from here to the pineapple space here, we're going to start there. Going to leave the assistant, take some pineapples, load up on that, and then my next move is actually going to be to the jail, where I'm going to send out my family member to do some textile shopping, and then I'll go and grab some spice, and then we can head to the market right after that. So that's my general plan. So I'm going to go here. We're going to leave the assistant, spring my family member. We're going to send him over here, and we're going to take the textiles. Now you'll notice I didn't have to pay 2 in order to do that move, because my family member did the work. Now unfortunately my rival has moved into that spice space, so I'm just wondering whether I should just let's see, maybe we should modify our play here a little bit. Let's go to see if we can maybe get maybe we'll see if we can get some jewelry here that may come in handy. We're gonna just load up on, we're only missing, oh yeah, I guess we can only take spice because we're full up with the other stuff. And here's the roll, and we got, well, 3, and it only ended up being 2 because that's all the capacity we had. And we can also visit this guy, and we can buy some spice for 2 from the smuggler. And now we are fully loaded up, so this is a good sign here. Now I'm gonna just take a look at this other market here. Oh, they just got a bonus for sending my family member back to jail. So for, let's see, with 2 pieces of jewelry, textile, and a spice, that's worth 18 to me. That seems pretty darn good, especially if we compare it to this one. Well, we got 20 there. So we got to make sure. Now we're running low on assistance. We've only got 1, so we can go back to the jail there, and we can send the family member over to. Now we're going to pick up this assistant now, who's going to get added to our stack going forward. So I'm going to send him here, and he's going to fulfill the order. We're going to get 20 lira. So we are rolling in the Benjamins right now, which is great. All right, how is our... So I'd like, as I said, I really like upgrading the wheelbarrow. I think that's a very beneficial action. Along the way, oh, he's just got his first ruby. So the master is at play here. All right, so I guess we just have to make sure we're monitoring things here. If we go back to, oh, we've got a small amount of goods to sell, I guess. So maybe we can just head to that market again. Where I'm headed is to the wagon, but yeah, it's only worth 5, but well, it's on the way. We'll do that. Sell some stuff. 27, and we've got some great stuff here. So why don't we take the bonus card, and we'll pay 2, and that gives us a 5 lira bonus here. So that's not bad. Okay, so we are in a great spot to. So that was because we encountered the governor. The governor was in the space there, kind of moves around randomly. And yeah, we really need to make sure that we are doing the best possible moves here. So we've upgraded our wheelbarrow now. And I'm thinking that, you know, ideally we want to upgrade the wheelbarrow to the maximum possible extent. Now we're all out of assistance now, so we'll head back to the fountain. Interestingly, the smuggler and the governor are there. I'm going to bring back my assistants from a few of these places. Oops, I'm gonna leave the wagon, the guy down in the wheelbarrow, Wainwright, I believe it is, and I'm gonna bring the other guys back. And why not? We'll talk to the governor, and we will take a card, and we get it. Now this allows us to move 3 to 4, so that's a pretty good deal. And we'll buy jewelry from him because it's easy, and we'll pay 2 lira for that. So the jewelry is always the tough one. That's always the toughest one to fulfill. So if anytime you run into the smuggler, I think it's probably a good idea to buy a ring from him, buy some jewelry. Now I'm a bit worried about the master, because we're going to take this assistant back, but we're also going to upgrade our wheelbarrow again, and we're going to capture this guy. I think we got enough bonus cards. We're just going to take the money, I think. And that's fine by me. And now we have to figure out what we're going to do next, because we don't have any goods really. We can take some bonus cards. We can move 3 to 4, which is good. Let's use this one just to get some more money. And where do we want to move to? It's a very good question. I think that it probably makes sense to move. I can do 2 actions at the post office. Let's see. Well, we're in the second of the 5 actions, so I don't know if that is the best move to go there right now. We don't have enough goods to sell, so we're looking at... Yeah, I'd love to buy rubies. Last game I played, I almost won by just buying rubies. Yeah, I just don't see a great move here for us. So let's, because we're going to want to come back here right away. So maybe we'll grab a couple of bonus cards. Let's do that. And what does this card do? Oh, I can't take that one, I guess. So we'll take that one because that one's easy. And oh, I guess that's some sort of conversion to a ruby thing. We'll take the other one. Which one do we want to discard? Well, we've already got one of these, so we'll discard that guy. And we happen to be in the spot with the governor, so we'll take another card anyway. And that's another... Oh, we got a lot of good stuff at the post office, so we're going to have to head there very soon. I think that's going to be well worth our time. I'm seeing a move here I think we can formulate. Now, you get a ruby when you complete your wheelbarrow upgrade. So once you get your wheelbarrow fully upgraded, then you get a ruby for that. And so we get a ruby, which is great. Gets us on the scoreboard a little bit. And I can see a turn with a bonus card here where I'm going to zip up to the post office and may as well get some lira here. And we'll use the bonus card to get up to the post office. Now we will... Oh, okay. So we're going to take there and we can use that one again and take even more stuff, and we can take again and get even more stuff. So that is not bad. We loaded up there. That was a bit of a power play. So we are in very good shape here. So let's see. Now, what do we want to do now? We want to see if we can sell. What's the top? Oh man, if we can fill that order, that would be very useful. That 25 lira, that is well worth it. So we're going to load up on spice if we can. Well, we're low on assistants, so why don't we go back to the fountain and we'll bring all of our assistants back. And oh, while we're here, we can buy a spice for a couple. I didn't notice the smuggler there, but that actually works out well. Now our family member, this is maybe where the jail would be a good place to move to, because you could send the family member down to the market to sell off our jewelry. But in this case, I guess we'll be getting some bonus cards for now. And let's see. I'm just going to take 2 and we'll see. Oh, what does that one do? Oh, okay. So you can return one of your assistants. That's pretty nice. And any good. We're going to discard the any good. I like that idea of bringing back the assistants. All right. So we're doing pretty well money-wise, and we're going to be doing excellent in money shortly. So I'm hoping to get a bit of a power play going, since the master's just gotten the second ruby. And I really should be paying more attention to the mosque bonuses as well, but for the time being, we're going to sell some stuff and we're going to make a bunch of money. Now we can head over and just buy these rubies straight up. And I'm hoping that there may be a bit of a power play here where I can bounce around between the gemstone dealer here and the tea house. If I can get enough money there, I might be able to bounce around a bit and potentially, using my bonus card, give myself enough momentum that I can maybe, if I grab this guy back, well, actually, yeah, I'm going to grab this guy back because he's in a space I'm probably not going to use. So I'm going to go up here to the tea house and I'm going to see if I can score some money. I mean, ideally, yeah, well, as much as we can get, really. Let's say 7 or more. We did. Rolled snake eyes. So we got 2. Well, that's all right. And we've got, maybe we can get a decent card from this guy. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Did I get a card? Oh, I got a card there that I can use. Oh, that's perfect. So I end up with some money there anyway. Got 5 basically out of that maneuver. So that will get us to where we need to be. So I'm hoping now we can, with all of our vast wealth, we can just essentially buy up another couple rubies, get us right close to victory. Because we can head back to the tea house and do a bit of, you know, they happen to be right next to each other, so we can just bounce around. If we need some more money, we can also head to the market also. So let's take the assistant here. Keep the roll of 7. Yes, we got it. Perfect. And while we're here, let's take another card and see what, oh, we got any good card. I don't know why it moves so quick, but that could be very useful, especially in the market. So we have 16, so we need to get probably 34. So we need 11 more lira in order to win this game, I think, just by pure rubies. So let's, yeah, so we just need one more good there. Now, I'm going to just go to my bonus cards here. I'm going to take a free good. Going to use it for, I always take the jewelry because it's the hardest to get. And then we're going to head to the market. We're going to sell the goods that we have here. What's going on? Why is that not? Oh, okay. Actually, let's undo that. I must have misunderstood that card. I don't know why it's not letting me sell the pineapple there, because it should have worked. Interesting. I'm just looking at my... Oh, that's really odd. I don't know why it wouldn't let me sell that. It should do. Yeah, there we go. That seemed to work better now. And yeah, that works better. So let's take a look at bonus cards. No, we're all out of cards. Okay. Don't know what happened there. Something weird with the mechanic. So now we have 37. I think we have enough money to win at the moment, just by going back and forth to the 2 spaces here. I think we can pull this off. And so there's many paths to victory, which is, you know, one of the neat things about this. In both the games I've played, I'm still very new to this game. I found that I won most by just money, just going back and forth with enough money to basically buy the ruby that I needed. I'm going to sell this guy for 2. It doesn't matter much. We're going to win the game next turn anyway. But there's many pathways to win. I mean, you can do the goods, and the mosque special abilities are really powerful. And You know, you can do the Sultan. If you're trading in goods, you got a nice full wheelbarrow and you got a good, you know, route you can take. Then you can go to the Sultan's palace and do things that way. But we're just going to win it just by pure cash. So, yeah, that should be the game. I think they get a couple turns just to finish up their round, see if they can do any better. But that's going to be it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and hopefully it taught you how to play Istanbul. It's a really interesting little game. I think it's definitely got a niche on my digital board game shelf, and I think it's well worth learning and getting into. Thanks so much for watching. And once again, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time here on Legendary Tactics.